3 years ago?
Yes.
They were going to grant him Philippine citizenship just like that?
But he has represented the country more than 3 years, Mr. President.
Why we are granting him Philippine citizenship, Mr. President? So,
Garon ba tayo kadali na magbigay ng citizenship sa isang mga dayuhan? Kung ating mga Pilipino sa abroad, ang tagal-tagal na wala pa rin citizenship, ang laki ng ginastos nila. Parang insulto ito lalo na sa mga OFWs, ang tagal-tagal na, nag-aasawa na lang, wala pa rin citizenship. Pwede naman siya mag-stay dito as long as gusto niya. Pag mag-overdue siya, di magbayad siya, di at least kikita ng ating gobyerno. Huwag naman po tayo is to gets lang mga senador, mahal namin senador.
President, with the permission of our sponsor, just a few clarificatory questions on personality of this of the subject matter of our bill, as well as on the reasons why we are granting him Philippine citizenship, Mr. President. So, I think Mr. Alexander Sergeyevich Korovin is currently a Russian citizen. Is that correct, Mr. President?
You're correct, Your Honor, Mr. President.
Just in case the sponsor knows, what is the rule in Russia? Is he allowed to have dual citizenship, or will he lose his Russian citizenship when he's granted Filipino citizenship?
My understanding, Mr. President, is that he will lose his Russian citizenship. And, Mr. President, even prior to acquiring a Filipino citizenship, Mr. President, he was granted by the Sports Federation the right to participate in Philippine sports and temporarily join the Philippine skating team, Your Honor, Mr. President.
Yes, and he's willing, yes. We want to make it of record that he's willing to give up his current Russian citizenship, Mr. President, for this.
Yes,
So,
Mr. President.
yes, yun. And then how long has he ever stayed here in the Philippines?
Yes, Mr. President. During our previous hearing, I think that was last year, and prior to that, during the COVID days, he was staying in Barangay Kupang in Muntinlupa City, Metro Manila, Mr. President. And he has an address. I think he is renting an apartment in the said place, Mr. President.
I have been informed, Mr. President, that he is a sports figure, Mr. President. May we know what sport?
This is skating, Mr. President. He is a decorated elite figure skater from Russia with several accomplishments. One Grand Prix medal. This is the highest level of skating competition. Silver in the 2018 State America, and 5 medals on the International Skating Union Challenger Series. And I understand, Mr. President, just 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, he won a silver for the Philippines together with his partner, Isabella Gomez. Mr. President, he won last November 22. Was November 20.
What is this, ice skating or regular skating?
Ice skating,
Is
Mr.
there no
President.
ice skating in Russia?
Mr.
Is
President,
there no ice skating in Russia?
They have.
So why does he want to represent the Philippines, that his home country?
He has become, he is now close to the Philippines, having been a figure in shaping likewise the talents of Miss Isabella Gomez, who I just mentioned a while ago is a grandniece of Senator Freddie Webb, and he is really very interested in our country because he has lived here. He has stayed here during the post-COVID days, and he wants to develop skating here.
3 years ago,
Yes,
they were going to grant him Philippine citizenship just like that?
but he has
3 years.
represented the country more than 3 years, Mr. President.
Yes. Wasn't he recruited by his home country to represent Russia?
He was originally playing under the Russian flag, but he personally personally requested that he be allowed to play under the Philippine flag, and he was granted that request was granted by the Russian Skating Federation, which and Winter Olympics and skating is a sport which would
Alexander
Korovin.
Kurovin, how old is he?
He is now 30 years old.
30 years old.
Yes.
How many years will he be active in ice skating?
Yes, I also asked that question, Mr. President.
How many years
I
more is
think
left?
he still has some 7 or 8 years.
All right.
to-
After 7 or 8 years, after he retires from ice skating, where will he go?
I think he will be involved in teaching young kids here. Well, we have skating rinks, Mr. President. SM South Mall, we have MOA, we have Mega Mall, Mr. President.
How sure are you that he's going to teach our young skaters?
Well, Mr. President, that has been
Was that his commitment to teach our young skaters
I asked
after
him.
his retirement from
I
ice
asked him,
skating?
Mr. President, and I think he's now doing that. Aside
So-
from Ms. Games, he is teaching other Filipino skaters likewise to be part of the Philippine team, Mr. President. And
I think that's the